at a time that we were supposed to give a solution to our motherland. Today I request Kenyans, this commission seated here is more than willing to work with all Kenyans from all walks of world. It is for you to help us by sharing through the website. Soon the chairman will announce more other platforms so that you can share videos, you can share petitions to enable us work. Today we are saying we will not sit and be quiet as our country goes to a different trajectory that we did not envision. We want a country where we are not suffering from mental health. We want a country where equality is there. And we want a country that no one is above the law. Because if you commit a crime, that is where there is judiciary. We also pray that institutions will not be caught up with corruption, intimidation, and that we will not have a corrupt judiciary, a corrupt police force, and other institutions that are key in this country. We are simply saying that today marks the start, that we will move as a country to accept we will not bury the truth, to also accept we need healing and restoration, but most importantly, there are people who must be held accountable individually for what they've done to our motherland. Because Kenya is me and you. Today, I want to say that it marks the beginning of a journey that as a country, we must not relent and we must not accept to continue the way we have been by covering what has been happening. Generations have come and gone. It is time for this generation to say enough is enough. We will not only investigate historical injustices, but even the current. But it is the people of Kenya who will share that information to enable us continue as a commission and work towards restoration and building a prosperous motherland that we call Kenya. Kenya ni home, asanteni sana.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to recognize the leadership from the United Opposition, led by His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, and the commissioners led by very able chair, Honorable Justin Muturi. I want to say that there is no better day than this in Kenya. And Chair, had we done this on the eve of 25th last year, we could not be where we are now as a nation. So I'm looking at the audience and look so serious. Some of you have not seen someone smile at them the whole of the day. Please, can you smile at your neighbor at least to... Somebody might receive a smile or to get a chance to smile today at all. Because we look like we are mourning, but I'm sure there's hope. Chair, as you said, never again. The word never again is important. Allow me to say that the commission is quite interesting to me because when you saw Bishop Orowa praying, Bishop Orowa, I remember the day there's a child who died in Kibra, in that river, and there was money for the so-called disaster response. There was no response. And I went to Kibra and made the sign of the cross, and I walked with people from Kibra without looking for police notice. We walked up to the Senate and met Senator Manzo. Senator Manzo, without appointment, welcomed us and gave some support. Nowadays, we don't say what they gave. They'll say themselves. He gave some support to the family, but took us through the offices, but still we didn't get the money. So I am standing here, people calling him the people's economist. That's how people are suffering. Because I want to speak just on economic injustice in Kenya. I want to say that economic crime is a problem everywhere in the world. But in Kenya, it's not just a problem. It is now a profound crisis. Crisis, you know, a problem is there. But when a crisis comes in, it's more serious. It has now posed existential risk to our nationhood. It is systematically diverting vital resources that should be used to bring good life to people, education and health. But not only that, it's also being used economic crime is doing to SARS. Imagine someone takes money from you, then uses the money to suppress you with the very money. When I hear my brother John Buddy, that he's an expert, and he has increased budget, then tell you, you can't enjoy education or you can't enjoy healthcare without security. Yet, someone goes to Homa Bay, picked, then brought to Nairobi and killed. So, to really grow this economy. Secondly, the youth. These youths are very intelligent. Why they are dying is because of what they have between their ears. They are too. The only thing they can do is to hit their head to death. And I was in the mortuary with my brother, late Albert Ojuang. They were hitting his head until they broke the skull to his brain. Why? The one who died on the street, to the brain. What is wrong with them targeting the brain? Why university education then killing people? So these are what I call economic crimes. And what I'm trying to say is that I want a dream of a world when youths will be so free that they can survive without someone's support. Because what is happening in Kenya, you must know somebody or worship somebody to become somebody. I'm sure young people, you can't accept this. I remember when I grew up, when I was in St. Mary's here at some point, when I came to the village, I went to say hi to my uncle who was high ranking. Then he told me, I am a son of nobody, so I can't talk to him because he's a son of somebody. So for us young people, I'm not very young, but I think I'm youngful or youthful. They say when you know nobody, you are a son of nobody, you know nobody, so you become nobody. This is what they want in Kenya, and I'm having the leadership of the chair. We will try to fight that. The economic crimes have made it difficult for the business community to do business because you have to know somebody and sing them. You have to sing them unless you become professionally handicapped. If you look at the guys singing the current administration, they are very intelligent. But if they don't sing the current administration, their professionalism is useless. I'm sure we don't want to have that world. And our country is slowly gliding into hopelessness. Gen Z says, the fear is gone. You heard that, ladies and gentlemen? Dignity, human rights, constitutionalism, and the rights is what is. Only one who has nothing to lose loses fear. A rich man cannot sleep outside a house on the street because they have something to lose. So after being ripped off your all economic benefits, ripped off dignity, ripped off lives, what do you fear? You fear nothing. So when you hear young people saying the fear is gone, means we've taken everything from them. And that's why we need to restore. So the People's Restorative Justice Commission is here to restore hope. With time, we shall give you reason to hope again. The worst thing to be without is hope. Without hope, who can wake up? Tell me if you don't have whether you can wake up. You have no hope there's this meeting. Well, how would you come here if there's no hope? So we want to ensure that victims will receive long-term support through a dedicated restorative justice fund. I was making a joke with my brother, Danson Manzo. When now MPs go to parliament and MPs are here, they want all kinds of funds. But fund to support people like Ojuang, they want it to be in donation. That must change under this leadership. Serious economic crimes, looting, sabotage, and state capture will be investigated and be prosecuted under the leadership of this commission. Recovered assets will support victims and rebuild our economy. We will also have to ensure we memorize these struggles so future generations to come will know the cost of injustice and vow what our chair says, never again. We'll even ask the public to take an oath, probably, that never again. Everyone might have to take this oath, Chair, as you said in our meetings, never again. We will make economic crimes so painful, but not profitable like it is now. And I go back again to my brother, expert, John Mbadi, who says that he's proposing a way on which if you steal money from Kenya, you can invest the money in Kenya. Making theft profitable. We will make it completely painful. That's what we want to bring across. So that of John Mbadi, we call it in economics, wisdom of fools, because used to steal from him, then give him back. That's the only fool thing that we call it thoughtless experts. Reforms. Truth and justice is finally underway, fellow Kenyans. The commission wants to take Kenya back to Kenyans because at the moment, Kenya is not in the hands of Kenyans. You don't feel that you are in your country. We have a dream that the Kenyan media will be full of conversations inviting people to come and see Kenyan miracle. We talk about the Singapore miracle. We don't have a miracle? You mean Jesus never came to Kenya? Or maybe there's no Muhammad here? Pastor Orwa has prayed, isn't it? Do you mean God did not come when he prayed? Sheikh has prayed, God didn't come? We want people to talk about Kenyan miracle, not Kenyans discussing about the Singapore miracle. We want the business community to find it easier to come to invest in Kenya below because the law will be transparent, just, and fair. The taxation system must be good, fair. We'll enjoy participating in their professionalism. I can tell you a story. I was a professor in Strathmore for 12 years, and when I said that the bottom-up economic model will bring down Kenya, the president said that if I continue being in Strathmore, he's not the president. And he's the president, I'm not in Strathmore now. A professional voice is suppressed. When you speak like a professional, they call you a politician or an activist. In the US, professors speak in Harvard and they are respected. In Kenya, an economist has to keep quiet. And I'm sure, Chair, if you talk to the people you work with, you tell them, can you come to the commission and present? They say, yeah, I don't want to be seen. And these are professionals. Our Wakili Eunice, many people could have not accepted to take this oath because they don't want to do their professional work for fear of being abducted or maybe just being suppressed. So youths will get back the urge to work in their country, to holiday in their country, and to retire here instead of kazi maju. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya has everything it gets.